Hey there, welcome to another edition of the Akashic Portal Weekly. We're looking at the week of September 28th through October the 4th. I'm Jen Duchene, JenDuchene.com, and I'm using the Illuminating Journey cards I created with the help of the Akashic Records, and they are, of course, available for purchase. So I prepared the cards asking, what do we need to know this week? What do we need to know now? I will tell you that this is a springboard moment because we're moving from September, which was a 13 universal month, into October, which is a 5 universal month. So we've had a lot of information coming in, surprises that have us wondering, what now? Everything I've trusted or believed in is falling apart, and every time I think that it can't get any worse, something else happens. So we're moving into October, that is this coming into ourselves. And this week is kind of taking us through that passageway where we go, okay, this is where I am. I don't feel comfortable, but I'm making choices and I'm diving into action. I'm choosing to focus on what I need to. So we have a full moon on the 1st. It's also a very challenging week in the sense because two major planets that are the collective social planets, Pluto and Saturn, that have been so active this year in creating this experience we're having, are coming out of retrograde. And so, yes, there's going to be things happening, revelations, our buttons being pushed, things collapsing. Maybe things we thought were one way, we're going to learn or another way. Anyway, let's carry on and get to the cards, because while on one hand this feels terrifying, on the other hand it is incredibly liberating, moving from the known into this mushy place of uncertainty, into having to shape our own adventure, is something we long for, right? And so even though it doesn't feel easy or right or what we expect, it is that moment. Here we are. Let's see what the cards have to say. So the first card is Soul Portal 15. And what is so kind of impactful speaking to me right now is just this kind of moment. It's like we're holding our breath. What's going to happen? What's coming next? This fear, in a sense, like, oh, is something else bad going to happen? Bad, that it looks bad, or what? And as we hold our breath, this energy, this bubble of energy floating above the bowl, right? This is the bowl of creation in the caverns of the world. Here we are, we're in touch with our godliness, the creative within us, and thinking about what it is that we really want, what do we value, what is the thing that we want to bring to life, as opposed to, as opposed to being controlled, having everyone tell us what to do, shutting us down. So here we are, all of us kind of putting our energy into raising this this idea, the vibration of this idea. What is possible in this mess? And what stands out is this, so I think it's kind of like a kangaroo cave painting of a kangaroo. It looks like she's kind of putting her energy into helping push this bubble of energy, this idea, this passion, this release of something within you. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. Trying to get it to go through this portal, this expanse, to be activated in the world, right? So it's very loving, very service-based in a sense, not servitude, but this idea of being in service through doing what you love. Like, what do you love? What do you want to bring alive? What can you fill the world with, in whatever way is true for you, right? This isn't about, oh, now you need to get out in the world and do something big. It's much more, do the thing that is yours to do, right? Do what is yours to do, what is yours to express, define, put out there. Free that part of you, right? Because what does it matter now? Everything's falling apart. And then card number 2. So how fascinating. We're moving from this idea of bringing forward a bubble of energy, and it seems to land right there, right? In the this full moon or ball of light. It could almost be, excuse me, the energy of the underground coming up, or perhaps this is above and coming down. And as you can see, we're moving from green into this vibrant rainbow of color. So there's green, but there's all other colors, and that's stirring us up in all kinds of ways. And the figure, which could be you, right there, arms outstretched, throat thrown back, head thrown back. It's this, allow me to be filled with this divine trust, this divine awareness of allowing this energy to come into me, that which I have dreamt and brought forth or am bringing forth. Allow me to be grounded in that, to feel electrified and motivated and ready to take it on. And as you can see, the figure is between 2 columns, so that's a portal. The energy kind of seems to be going all the way back, like there's many portals here, many rainbows being expanded. And the rainbow energy, as many people talk about the rainbow time, the rainbow bridge, is considered very healing. So as we allow the rainbow energy to come in, to tap into our chakra points, to kind of rejuvenate us and allow us to trust that which we are, the divination of who we are, what we're here to express, sort of this just joyful expansion, opening. Yes, I'm ready to take action on the things I need to do to be more fully expressed, to take this adventure. I don't know where it's going, but I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to live that energy that is now vibrating inside of me and moving through me. And I'm going to just welcome it. Because, we don't know if something's good or something's bad. And we can spend a lot of time going, oh, that was terrible. They shouldn't have done this. Or I shouldn't have done that. I know I do things like that, but then I have to snap out of it and go, wait a minute, it doesn't really matter. Go forward, do the thing you want to do, because this is the time, right? We have all this space opening around us where everyone's very involved in their own journeys. They don't have time to kind of look at us. And so we can just kind of slip past all of that and just come into that space where, sorry, our card keeps falling on the floor, where we're fully activated in the now. I know what I need to do. I know who I am. I'm accepting this role, this experience, which doesn't mean you know everything or that you're fully formed, but that you're at the beginning of the journey. You're ready to go. That moon, that full moon in 1st of October in Aries, that's the fire lighting us up, electrifying us into movement, into change. Yes, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I feel invigorated and I'm going to do what I can, right? I'm going to do what inspires me, what lifts me up, what allows me to see something different. So very, very powerful energy. So going from there with the ball, the energy moving into here, filling your being, activating you, using this breakdown of these greater planets that have formed the basis of our society, that are now collapsing everything, to kind of go, okay, what is being is kind of gone, and what's coming, I don't know, it could be surprising, shocking, revelatory, disappointing, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I have to take action. I have to move into this next kind of iteration of whatever's happening. I have to kind of get ready, right? Get in motion. And then the third card is a 5, which of course in itself is interesting because we're moving into a 5-month. And this card, which I know has shown up recently, also has portals. Here's a portal, here's a portal. Look at the figure, it's right in the back. And the figure, which could be you, could be the situation, is contemplative, looking at that piece of wood, that wand, that piece of driftwood, whatever it is, that sense of, is my reality that I have held so sacred, was that the truth? Was that just an illusion? And what do I want going forward? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to create space for? What do I need to do to nurture myself to go forward? This card also calls you into deeper sense of your spirituality, not the kind of stuff that we kind of tell ourselves like, oh, spirituality is if I meditate 3 hours a day, or I say these mantras, or I tell people off if they're not kind to each other or whatever. That's not spirituality, right? Those are just things we do to help us be or feel more spiritual. But our spirituality is our connection or our relationship to the truth of who we are and our connection to the divine, how we express the divinity in us. So this space is a space of quiet that you can see that these 3 cards, it's very interesting. They feel very different, and yet they're all portals. And they are creating a cycle of action that are teaching us how to be in the world right now. We begin by letting go or releasing an idea, a feeling, an emotion, an expression of the self that has been somehow suppressed, that wants to go up. And we're using the buoyancy and the resilience of who we are to allow it to connect on the earth in a very real way, but it's also opening our heart, opening all of the points in our body so we can begin to, yes, I'm here, I'm moving forward, I'm connecting to that energy, and then going, okay, I'm now there, and now what do I do? So now I want to kind of go into the next level of what do I need to do to hone my skills, to become more connected, to feel at peace and release and clear and just absolve, in a sense, absolve myself for feeling guilty or shame or need to do it for others. And just holding this space in this healing vibration that since we're all connected and we're all doing things together, that this is an opportunity to shift our focus and shift our intention and get more clear and more connected. So the effort becomes so incredibly enriching and peaceful at the same time. It's like we feel supported and at peace. It's wonderful. It's the energy of the Akashic records. In fact, when you work in Akashic records or when you have readings, that's what you feel. It's this incredible energy of being supported and feeling the resiliency. I can do this. I can bring my voice out in the world. I can open myself up and let myself be filled with this energy. And I can find a place for everything and be at peace. I don't need to control it in order to move through it. So it's like a cycle we're repeating over and over. And we go from here back here. So we're reinforcing this idea of bringing our idea, our energy, our voice, our creativity out in the world in whichever way speaks to us. Everyone's different. Allowing ourselves to be activated in the world, doing things, trusting, stepping into relationship with what we need to do. So this is like the imagination This is like the activation of the imagination. The female, the knowing, the male, the action, taking action, and then coming to rest and peace and releasing old things so we can go back to draw into the energy of the imagination, draw into action, back to peace, release, allowing. Very, very powerful, a powerful cycle that will support us in this time we're in. Like, this is the thing we need to do. We can't control what other people do. We can't control the things that happen, but we can control how we approach it and how we use this time to integrate and to bring in new ideas. You know, there's so much space right now to activate new things and allow our imagination and our ideas and our passion to be awakened and brought into being. And at the same time, moving away from the need to be, which is this one, right? The need to be accepted, or the need to be right, or the need to tell other people what to do. Just forget about that stuff. Focus on what is healing for you, what is allowing you to get closer and closer to your divine nature, to the sense of being exactly in the right place, to speaking out your truth, to living it, to being connected to your own wisdom, because you are risking all to be at one with God. This is the time we're in. This is the time we came here for. So, yes, have an amazing week. If you want to know more about having an Akashic reading or actually learning how to read your Akashic records, contact me. We have some classes coming up in November. It's a very, very powerful way to shift your way of looking at the world. So certainly connect with me if you want to know more. Check it out on my website, jenduchene.com. And yes, allow yourself to get into the soup of this time. It is challenging, but it is so immensely enriching and healing in its own way, because we can detach from so much by being willing to step out there, be electrified by our own imagination, and take the actions we need, and not worry about what other people think about us or how it looks to the world, because we're practicing how to be more connected. And it takes effort, it takes work, it takes looking foolish. So, much love to you this week. Let me know what came up for you. And I look forward to connecting again. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I appreciate all of that so much. Till next time.